everyone, and welcome back to Shiko Hope TV USA. My name is Shiko Hope, and this is where we say it is possible. Inawezekana, yes. And as you can see from the title, today we are discussing hosts. Who hosts you in the US when you come as a new immigrant, okay? Yes, if you are new here, this is your home of hope, where we say everything is possible. Yes, na kama kawaida, as I go to the grocery store, guys, let's do this video as you also enjoy the trip, because on one side of my screen is where I'm going to, and on one side is me, myself, and I. Okay? Yes, so today let's discuss hosts in the USA, and let's go. So once you have applied for green card and you are anticipating to get selected, or maybe you are praying and hoping to get selected, you always know that someone in the US will come pick you from the airport and take you to your home, right? Yes. And even before you come to the US, actually, you have to fill the host details in your DS-260. And the host also can give you his or her affidavit of support, from I-134, etc., etc. But the host can decide not to give you the documents, but accommodate you in their home, and maybe tell you to look for a sponsor who will give the documents, okay? And they have their valid reasons why they don't give you the host documents or the sponsor documents. The reasons are many. Some might decide these are so sensitive documents, I don't want anyone to know me to this extent. And some are like, maybe they don't file taxes accordingly, and because whenever they do that, whenever they give you the affidavit of support, they will be his records will be scrutinized, okay? Yes, so they take caution. Many of us take caution when we are issuing those documents. So if your host is not willing to give you the documents, don't carry them bad. don't carry them bad. Yes, understand them and look for someone who is willing to give you the documents. Maybe the host is willing to accommodate you in their home, but the documents are a bit tricky. So get the documents from someone else and go to the host for the accommodation in the USA. Okay? Yeah, guys, I had to make that clear, because many people are like, can I have two hosts? Someone who will give me the documents and one who will accommodate me in the US. Yes, you can. The embassy is not like restricting anyone to have the same person accommodate you and the same person also to give you the documents. No, they accept having two people, one sponsor and one the other one the host to accommodate you in the US. Okay? Yes, so eventually you will learn more about your host when filling the DS-260 form. And also when you'll be going for the interview, also you'll be asked questions about your host. Okay? So you have to learn more about your host. Who is she or who is he, what he does, his immigration status, if he's a permanent resident or he's a US citizen. Because of course, you can't be hosted by someone who is not a permanent resident or a US citizen. A student can't host you. A visitor can't host you. You have to be hosted by someone who is here as a permanent resident or as a US citizen. So don't look for someone to host you, anybody, because they will be scrutinized. Once you put in their names in that DS-260, they will be scrutinized, their immigration status. Okay? Yes, so learn more about your host, and also learn more on how to go about answering the questions at the embassy about your host and also your sponsor, if you have a different person giving you the documents. So that will be your sponsor. Learn more about them. Okay? So once you go to the embassy and you get the interview, you get approved, and then the next stage is for you to go to relocate or to move to the US, okay? So the person that you wrote there, that will be your host, you can change him anytime, any day, anytime. They can be changed, even at the point of entry. This is because the host might decide, I am not in a position to host you. They can change their mind. The host can change his mind and say, I am not in a position to host you or to accommodate you, so look for someone else. Of course, you can't go to that person by force. You will have to look for someone else, and that someone else is now the new host who will host you. So at the point of entry, once you come at the point of entry, that's where you are supposed to change your host. That's where you're supposed to change the details. If they will not ask you where you are going, let them know the address that you gave at the interview is a different one. Now you got a new host, and that is not a big deal because everyone changes the host every time. So don't make a mistake of not changing your new host place, their details, including their address, of course, because that's where your documents will be sent. If you don't change your documents, like that is social security and green card, they will be mailed to your old address, to your old host address. So you have to change so that your documents will not be lost, okay? Will not be lost. So make sure you change. And even if you go to that new host and then things happen before your document comes, make sure on the portal, USCIS portal, you change to your new address where you will be staying, okay? And that's why you normally see that a host is a very important person in this DV journey, because that's why your documents will be mailed. And people have been asking, is it a must that I have a host? Because if I have enough money, I can get an Airbnb or a hotel where I can be staying before I get the documents. That is not possible. You must give an authentic address where your documents will be sent, okay? Where your documents will be sent, because your documents will not be sent to that Airbnb. Your documents will not be sent to that hotel or restaurant where you want to be staying. No, you have to give an address where your documents will be safe and they will not get lost. So even if you feel that you are so rich, you don't want to go stay with anybody, you have to give an address of someone's place, not a hotel. you have to swallow your pride and borrow someone's address. Even if you are not going to stay with them, let them know that your documents will be sent at their place. If at all you feel like you are so good, you have enough money to stay in those hotels, okay? Yes. And if you come to us as Fins, because we offer those hosting and those address, hosting and accommodation services, we give you our address. We give you our address, okay? Yes, we give you our address, and that's what you give at the point of entry. Or if someone decided to back off, maybe they had told you they will host you, but then they decide otherwise later, you can change to our address. That is if you have communicated with us, okay? And if you want us to give you details, our host details, from the DS260 to hosting you, we do that. Of course, we do that. Just get in touch with us. Our phone number is +254 115 411 314. That is our Nairobi office. Contact us during office hours. You can call, you can leave us a WhatsApp, and also you can walk in. Our offices are in Nairobi CBD along Sava Road, in Sava Road Trade Center building, room number 315. That is in 3rd floor, okay? We are on Google. You can search us on Google, Fins Abroad Services, and Google will bring you up to where our offices are. Now, once you come to the US, once you come to the US, maybe you are going to the relative's place, or maybe you are going to the friend's place, or maybe you are going to friends, wherever you are going. You need to make sure that your mails are coming. Your mails are coming to your new address, okay, to your host's address. You have to make sure that, because your address is like everything. Your address is like everything. Now, many people, because even you have been hosting people at Fins who initially went to their friend's place or their relative's place, and things turned out sour. It was so difficult for them to stay there, so that they decided to run to Fins. Because they had gone to that relative's place, because the relative was hosting them free of charge. But of course, you know, at Fins we charge for our hosting services at Fins. So if you find someone who will host you for free, of course you'll go there, right? If you don't mind, maybe you say, Fins wanalipisha, let me go to our friend's place, or maybe a relative place, and then sometimes it doesn't work well, so you decide to go to Fins. Yes. Okay, so if your relative or your friend hosting is not working, sometimes they tell you, I'm giving you up to 2 weeks, you find somewhere to stay or to move to. Some might not even give you that 2 weeks notice. They might tell you, get out of my house. Maybe you have a misunderstanding, maybe you are on the wrong, maybe they are on the wrong, whichever. I don't care. For me at Fins, we don't even dig deeper what happened with your host. That is none of our business. So many people have been avoiding to offer hosting services. Let me say that. Many people have been avoiding to offer hosting services, even to their own relatives, because most of the time it doesn't end well. Most of the time hosting doesn't end well. Let me give you an example, or a few examples. When you come from Kenya, or from your country, not necessarily Kenya, when you come from your place back in Africa, you come to your host place, there are those expectations that you're expecting to be given by your host. Maybe you come with so much expectations and so much entitlements. And your host, remember, your host was living even before you are coming. Your host was existing even before you came. So there is no way they will stop living because they have a guest. Their jobs, their chores, their duties, their responsibilities will continue as usual. So whichever time they have available is when they will be coming, maybe to offer you ride to maybe where you want to go. Now for you see like they are taking too long to help you. Maybe you see like they are neglecting you, they are misusing you, they have made you a nanny, a babysitter, a lawnmower. Because you communicate with others like you, and you see like someone came before you and they started working 1 week after they arrived. You have been at your host place for the last 1 month, so you feel like these people are misusing you. And maybe they might be misusing you. They might be, unaokolea jahazi, they go work double shifts, go to their schools full time, exactly. Maybe it's true, they are misusing you, maybe not. You are too much entitled and you are expecting too much. So those misunderstandings might lead to you being kicked out of your host place. Yeah, maybe you seem to akujituma. You want to be done everything. You want everything to be done to you. Everything. You just came here for vacation. No. There is no way you can come here for vacation. You stay at your host place. They do the cooking, the cleaning, when your job is just remote and social media. Posting photos on the social media, saying niko maju guys, doing TikToks, and then calling back home saying, hey, my host is doing this, my host doesn't do this. All those moshene. Sana. Okay, let me tell you guys one thing. me being a host, if I host you in my house, and I hear my family matters who konje, like that you are like calling everybody, or maybe some of your friends telling them, hey, Shiko's place looks like this, Shiko doesn't do this, Shiko marriage is like downhill, Shiko's marriage is shaky, Shiko's kids are not well disciplined, Shiko ni kama amekalia mzee wake, Shiko ni kama ameigizwa baridi na mzee wake, all those type of motion, gossip, rumors, nonsense, shenanigans. I will kick you out of my house. I definitely will. But of course, guys, I don't host people in my house. I don't. We have things where we host people, okay? We host people in a separate place away from my home. My home is not a hosting place, okay? So don't expect that you'll be coming to things and you come to my place. No, my house is is not where we host people. We host people in a different home. We host you in a different home. But I'm just giving you an example of those relatives of yours who will be hosting you free of charge. Those friends of yours who will be hosting you free of charge. And then you go there with your phones, doing TikToks, calling when they are at work, gossiping. Maybe he's your brother, maybe he's your sister, she's your sister. All those moshene. I don't know if you get me, guys. I don't know if you get me. So nimefika kwenye nilikuwa naenda. So that's why many people are like scared of hosting. Yes, because many people have been hosted and then wanasikia stories zao huko nje, ulitoa maneno yao huko nje, okay? For me personally, I don't host in my place. I don't host in my home because I have been through that. I have been through that, and I am one among many who have been through that. So many people are like, Shiko, you did good starting hosting at things, because it is better it's better even my relatives comes to my comes with a green card. I pay for them to come be hosted at things instead of them being hosted in my house, because mudoma migi, that's where the problem starts. Actually, that's where the problem starts. So and so is doing this, the children are like this, the husband or the wife is like this, so many moshene mingi, and then so many entitlements, expectations that they comes with are too many. Believe you me, many people who have been hosted in the US, because even me, I was hosted by someone in their place, but most of the hostings doesn't end well. 95% doesn't end well. Even those people, most of the time, they end up not talking to one another. The enmity starts from that hosting. I'm telling you the truth. Most people, even those who are blood brothers and sisters, they come and they be hosted, and then enmity starts from there. But very few that hosting experience ends when people are in when people are in friendship. Very few, very few. Because of course, you know, this is a new person in a new place, and you have been here, then you most of the time, I can't even try to explain, because most of the time it doesn't end well. Those hosting experiences doesn't end well. Yes, for me, I normally tell you guys, I started hosting in my place when I was only 4 months in America. So just a hosting sai, I was only 4 months in America when I hosted a family. Actually, it was a family, husband, wife, and their one child. And we were new, all of us, we were new, and it wasn't a nice ending. And then I didn't have siku na akili. I continued hosting. Some went well, some went sour. But since 2022, I decided my house is for myself, my family, my children. and maybe my parents when they will be coming visiting. But anyone else will go to Fins. Anyone else will go to Fins. Even my brothers and sisters. I can't bring them in my house. Never. I can't. I'll take them to Fins. If at all they comes, my brothers, my sisters, wenye tumetoka nyumba moja, tumbo moja ya mama yetu, siwezi waleta kwa nyumba yangu. Hapana. I know now you are commenting down below, Shiko, you are very mean. Yes, I have been very good for the last few years, but then I have learned my lesson. I can't bring anyone in my house. The last person I brought was in 2022, and that was the end. Nilijifinya hapa. Yes, I was still in the learning process. So right now, my house is only for myself, my family, and my family, my nuclear family, and my parents. Okay? Yes, my parents will not go to Fins, will be in my house. But anybody else, and I know they are watching this video, they will go to Fins. Because there they have freedom. They are sharing the whatever with the people. They are in the same mission. But when they come to my house, they maybe tutakosana too. That is given. Lazima tutakosana. And you know, people fight because of very minor things. Very, very minor things. But those minor things, they become very big things. So for me and many others, because many women told me, Shiko, you did the very good days. You decided the very best starting this hosting facility, because my family is coming. I think my brother won green card, and that was this year, and they were like, I am not bringing them to my house. I will be paying for the accommodation at Fins. I will pay for them, but not in my house. If they need something, I'll be coming, pick them, take them to where they want, if I'm available. But if I'm not, they'll be staying there and use Uber. Okay? That is a person who is here, who told me, Shiko, mabaya hosting niliacha. And this is after she was given a character development by a family also, who she hosted, and they were like talking too much, and a lot of her private matters alizisikia ushago huko Kenya, and she was like, I'm in the US and I have hosted these people, and they are now bad mouthing me back in the village. And she's not the only one. So many have been given a character development. So many hosts have been given that character development. So if I see people coming to me asking me, Shiko, because you don't host kids, can you please look for me, for someone who can host me and my kids? I say no, because I can't now go to tell that person, you know what, let's say that person is called Bridget. Bridget, there is someone here who has a child or who have kids, and they are looking for that person. Bridget can slap me, can give me a very huge slap and tell me, Shiko dikwadoli mo. Yes, and she can tell me, take them to your place, not me. So those people who have been asking me, Shiko, please look for someone who can host me and my kids. Please, I just say no. I can't go look for someone who can host you. If you are lucky, you just post on the Facebook groups, you are looking for a host and you have kids. Let them know you are not coming as an adult, you are not coming alone, you are coming with kids. Because many people are like, what do I say? Maybe people are like, you don't let your host know your status. Maybe you say you have kids, but you are not like specifying how old the kids are. And then you come here. Someone was very, another one now person was going to pick the guest at the airport. And the guest was like, I have one child. I'm a single mom and I have one child. Okay, I will be able to accommodate you. So when they were going to get that lady from the airport, she was so much shocked when she learned that this guest who is coming, she's like 8 months pregnant, and she didn't tell her. So you can imagine the shock that that host had. she was like, guy, why didn't you tell me you are this pregnant? I could have maybe jipanga nini. 2 weeks later, she gave birth. She delivered a baby and it was a total mess. Actually, even right now, hawaongeangi because walikosana kabisa. Walikosana kabisa. Kabisa ile baya. Ile baya. So, very, very minor things that can make you people fight between you and your host. And this discussion will continue in our next videos, guys, because we'll go deeper. We'll look deeper on how you can stay with your host without fights, because the fights are there. 95%, actually even I think it is 99%. The fights are there, the misunderstanding. Next time, in my next video, we are going to discuss this hosting experience deeper and in details, and see how we can live happily with between host and the guest. But if you come to Fins, no host is there. Shiko is in her place. You are there together with the other new people just like you. So you have the freedom, whatever you do. Even if you can fight with your fellow people, but not your hosts. Okay? Yes, so watch out and learn more about your host. Let your host learn more about you, and you are going to live, and things will be a bit better. It will not be smooth, but it will be. So next time, I will be taking you through the whole experience of hosting, etc. In the comment section, please let me know what you wanna me discuss in the next video about hosting. This was just like an introduction about the hosting, because hosting is huge. Hosting is a very deep experience. So see in my next videos as we converse more about this thing. Thank you so much. God bless you. My name is Shiko Hope, and this is your home of hope. See you in my next videos. Bye.